Yo, what's going on, guys? In this video, we're going to be doing KB-VULN 2 from VulnHub. This is a box rated about easy. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Alright, I'm starting displaying my terminals here. I'm going to start running a discover -r 10.0.0.1/24/IT0. Doing this, we do the IP of the box 10.0.0.159. So I'm doing Control-Shift-Z, so we're doing mmap scan. So I'll do mmap -sc for default scripts, -sv for enumeration. What's kind of ports in the IP. And doing this, I'm going to do -v for verbose. Looking at this, we do have port 80 open for HTTP, port 445, and also port 139 for SMB, port 22 open for SSH, and also port 21 open for FTP. So doing this, I'm starting by visiting port 80. Here we do the Apache Ubuntu default page, so I'm going to do Control U to view source code. Doesn't seem like we're doing anything right. I'm just going to copy this and start by running a gobuster. So I'm going to do Control-Shift-Z, run a gobuster during mode. -u1 to the IP address, -w for /user share word list. We'll do the gobuster directory. We'll do extensions as HTML, TXT, and also PHP. Look at this, we do get an index.html and also a /WordPress. Maybe this is running WordPress. Look at the ports, we do have port 21 open for FTP. This is running VSFTPD 3.0.3. So doing this, I'm going to clear my terminal here, do FTP 10.0.0.159. See if anonymous mode is enabled, right? Doesn't seem like anonymous mode is enabled. Looking at port 22, we do have port 22 open for SSH. This is a Ubuntu server. Port 80 open for HTTP is running Apache. So do have port 139 for SMB and also port 445 for SMB. Doing this, I'm going to start by visiting /WordPress since we did see this in the gobuster. Here we do get a KB-VULN-2 or KB-VULN2. This is powered by WordPress. Just to confirm this, we can also do like WordPress to see if there's a version like WordPress 1 point something, and it doesn't seem like we get a WordPress. Looking at this, you can also find a hosting for KB.VULN, which you can put in your /etc host file. I'm also going to run a gobuster against WordPress. So I'll do WordPress. We can just let this run. I also want to start by doing some enumeration for WordPress here for some users. You can also go to recent posts here, go to hello world. And we do have a user as admin, which is published by admin here, which you can view the post here. And we do get a comment here for the WordPress commentator. So going to admin, you can see all his posts that he has posted. We do have a blog post as hello world, and which is the one that we're just on, which is welcome to WordPress. We can start by editing or delete them or start writing. I'm going to start by copying this and start by, I'm just going to cd into my documents, go to wpscan. I'm just going to run ruby wpscan.rb. I'm just going to copy this and start by enumerating for some users. So here I'm going to change the URL, which is going to be http 10.0.0.159 on /WordPress, since WordPress is located right under /WordPress. Doing this, we have a login as admin, also a name as admin. So just to confirm this, I'm going to go under WP login. So go WP login or WP login.php. Once you can go to admin, go to pass. You do see that admin, we did enter a incorrect password for admin. So we do know admin is a valid user on this WordPress site. I'm also going to start by enumerating for some plugins. We can maybe find a vulnerable plugin under WordPress. Here we do have one plugin that was found for this. I'm just going to copy this and start by visiting. I'm just going to search up like exploit WordPress. So it doesn't seem like we do get an exploit for 4.1.6 for WordPress. So we can just move on for that. I'm also going to run a Ruby wpscan.rb so I can brute force for the user admin. I'm just going to copy this to my terminals here. Doesn't seem like it copied. I'm going to copy this, clear my terminals here. I'm going to change the word list to for rocku.txt. So under user share word list, rocku.txt. I'm also going to change this for HTTP 10.0.0.159. Do press enter on that. We can just let the brute forcer run. Looking at the ports, we also did have port 139 for SMB and also port 445 for SMB. So I'm going to start by using smbmap so we can view the shares. Or so I'm going to start by using smbmap. So I'm going to do smbmap -h. It's going to specify the host, which is 10.0.0.159. Here we do get the disks for anonymous and also IPC $. We do get the permissions for read only and no access. You can also do the same thing as smbmap using smbclient. We can do smbclient -l, capital L, so we can list out the shares for 10.0.0.159. And here we do get the share name, the type, and also the comment. Here it is telling us to open our eyes. We do have a share name as anonymous, which does show us for read only for the permission. We do get IPC, which is for no access. Here we do get a server and also the comment for Ubuntu and also workgroup. So doing this, I'm also going to try smbclient -n for no auth. We can log in with no user. And we do need to specify the share. So I'm going to do anonymous. Press enter on this, and we do get a backup.zip. So doing this, I'm going to just do like mk-share. I'm cd into share. I'm going to get that backup.zip, X out of this. I'm going to run a file against backup.zip. This is indeed a zip archive. So I'm going to start by unzipping backup.zip. And here we do get a remember_me.txt. So I'm going to cat this out for remember_me.txt. We do get a username as admin, and also a password as machineboy141. So I'm guessing this is going to be for the WordPress site, since we did enumerate for a user for admin for that WordPress site. I also did get out the WordPress directory, which is going to locate some credentials for wp-login.php. So I'm going to cat this out. I'm also going to grep -i for pass. Do the same thing for user. Just pass. Well, this is for user and this is for pass. So we do have a database_user as KB-VULN, which might be a user on the machine. And also a database_password for this password right here. So I'm going to go back. Do Alice -LA. I'm going to go into share. I'm going to cat the rememberme.txt. I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to put this into WordPress here. So I'm just going to put that in there. I'm going to do along accessible as admin. All right, since we're in the WordPress admin panel, I'm going to go to plugins, go to add new, just go to upload plugin, and we can just upload this in a .zip format. So I'm just going to go back. I'm just going to see into my documents, go to malicious WordPress plugin. We can start by doing Python 3, specifying word pwn, word pon.py, do 10.0.069. It doesn't really matter what IP address, because I'm going to edit the file anyways, which is going to be malicious.zip, which is the contents of this plugin. So I'm just going to specify n. We can specify the IP address as 8888. Doesn't really matter what I put in. I just want this tool to generate this malicious.zip for the plugin, so we can get RC. So I'm going to go to files. We'll go to documents, go to malicious WordPress plugin. We'll go to malicious.zip, edit this _maybe.php. I'm just going to cat out from /op shells WordPress shell.php. Copy this, put this in our leaf pad. We can save this, update the file. I'm going to go to browse. We can go to documents, go to malicious WordPress plugin, go to malicious.zip. We can install now, go to activate. We can go to plugin editor, go to Gotham, select this. We do have our malicious webwork _maybe.php, right? So doing this, I'm just going to copy this, put this into, you didn't know this is under WP content, which is valid on the WordPress site. We can go to plugins. And we did have the path for this .php file. So I'm going to copy this, put this in here. We can do $CMD is equal to ID. You do see that we are under www data. So doing this, I'm going to start by saying this within proxy. So I'm going to open a burp sweep. Close this, go to next, start burp. We can just go to proxy and go to options, go to edit, put my specific address, go to OK. Take this off, take out the view source, press enter on that, send this within repeater. And now we are under www data, which we can maybe just, I'm just going to go to proxy, turn this on and off, press enter on this. And this is within repeater, send this, and now we are under www data. Doing this, I'm going to start by specifying separate. I'm going to go to payload, all the things. I'm just going to go to rev shell. I'm just going to go to Python. Copy this. Put this in here. We'll run this in Python 3 for 10.0.069, and we'll run this on port 9001. We start up our listener. So I'm clear this. I'm gonna do all wrap netcat minus LMVP on 9001. And press enter on that. Doesn't seem to work. So I'm just gonna go to pen test monkey reverse shell, or pen test. I believe it was pen test monkey reverse shell. I'm gonna go to temp. Delete that. We'll do 10.0.069 on port 4444. We'll just do this on 9001. So I'm going to do Control U, send that, and we do get a connect. So now we are under www data. So I'm starting by exporting my term is equal to xterm. So I'm just going to run a bin/bash -i. Now we are under www data. So I'm going to do ID. I'm also going to run a sudo -l. So we can run anything with sudo. It does seem like we do need a TTY, so I'll do Python 3 -c. I believe it was import pty pty.spawn, I believe. Let me zoom out. We can start by running a/bin or /bin/bash. Now we can run sudo -l. It does seem like we do require a password. So I'm going to go under /var. We'll go into www. Clear my terminals here. I'm going to go under /html. I'm also going to cd into WordPress. So go back to that wp config, which we already did have over here. So I'm just going to go under /WordPress, cat the wp, I believe it was config.php, I believe. It was under WordPress. It was right here. I'm just going to cat this out. Grab -i for pass. Let's do the same thing for user. We do have a user as KB_VULN. So I'm just going to check the same thing for alice-la /home. We do have a user as KB-admin. So I'm just going to switch user to KB-admin. I'm just going to copy the password here. We do ID. And it doesn't seem to work. Just to try this one more time. We do get an auth failure. I'm also going to try the password for this remember_me.txt, which is machineboy141. So I'm just going to switch users to KB-admin. We do ID. It does seem like we do along successful as KB-admin. So I'm going to run a sudo -l. Sudo clear this, do sudo -l. It does seem like we can run a all for sudo. We can run sudo as any command. So I'm just going to SSH into KB-admin at 10.0.0.159. Now we do a percentage shell. So I'm going to do sudo -l. We can just do sudo switch users, cd into root ls, and we cat our flag.txt. So it does seem like this is the easy way of completing this box. So I'm just going to do ID. So first we're going to start by getting a root using alexd and also Docker. So I'm just going to search up exploit db alexd exploit or exploit-db. I'm just going to go to this one here. Go to view raw data. I'm just going to go under /dev/shm. I'm just going to vi into exploit.sh. Put this in here. I'm just going to write quit. I'll do chmod +x for exploit.sh. Run exploit.sh. It does seem like we do need -f for the file name, which is the tar.gc file, which I should have under my documents. So I'm going to clear this. I believe I have it as, let's see, alexd for the Alpine builder. I'm just going to go to build Alpine. Let me just remove -r for this file right here. Also remove the file for this. So I'll do remove -r for that. Now we can just build an Alpine. So I'm just do a wget http 10.0.069, which is just my IP address on port 8081. Now we can get that file, which is going to be this Alpine file. So do python 3 -m http.server on port 8081. Let's enter on this. Now we do have the Alpine file. So we can just specify exploit.sh -f for the file type, which is Alpine. And now we are under that container. So we do pwd, now we are under root. So I'm just going to go under slash, I believe it was mount, /mount. Or I believe we do have a mount under here. So cd into mount, we can go to root, cd into root. And now we do our flag.txt, right? Which we are still in the container. So we can just cd back. I'm just going to clear my terminals here. Cd into etc/etc. I'm going to cat this password file here, which we can probably just start by adding a new user. I'll clear my terminals here. I'm going to start by doing mkpassword -d or -m for the method. I'm just going to specify SHA-512. And here I can specify a pass. So I'm just going to do pass. Now this creates a hash for us. I'm just going to echo this. Usually in a container, you shouldn't have, I believe we do have we have vim, which we do have. So I'm just going to vi into /etc password. Instead of doing this, I'm just going to be using echo. So I'm just going to echo this, which is going to be, I'll just name this as proxy programmer for the user, specify the hash. I'm going to specify the group, colon, so we'll do root, colon /root/bin/bash. And we can output this to /et, or let's specify this to password, right? We don't want to overwrite this, but put this at the end of the file. So we can cat our password file. We do have a user as proxy program, right? So I'm going to X out this container. So I'm just going to cat /etc password. We do have a user as proxy programmer. So I'm going to switch user proxy programmer, enter pass. Switch users, do pass. Now we're under root ls, we can cat our flag.txt, right? And now we are, instead of being inside the container, now we are on the file system. Doing this, we are also under KB-admin. We also did have another group as Docker, so we can just start by exploiting Docker. All right, so since we are under that Docker group, I'm going to start by making a Dockerfile so we can actually mount the root file system. So I'm going to vi into Dockerfile. I'm going to go into interactive mode, start by specifying I'm just going to specify debian, and we're going to get a package which is called Wheezy. I'll start by specifying env for, I'm just going to name this as workdir. I will name this as files. So basically the root directory is going to be mounted under /files when we do build this Docker file. I'm also going to specify run for mkdir. I'm going to specify mkdir -p. We'll do $workdir. Also do need to make a volume, so I'm going to make a volume. We'll put this in brackets. We'll put $workdir. We'll do this workdir for $workdir. I'm just going to right quit out of this. So I'm going to cat this Docker file, which we do have this. We're going to get a package. We're going to mount the /root under this file. So I'm just going to go to Docker. We'll do Docker build -t. We can specify, I'm just going to name this as files and specify the Docker file, which is under this directory. So I'm just going to put a period there. So now we can do Docker run -v. We'll specify which is going to be under /root. We'll do :/files. We'll specify IT, which is going to be for interactive terminal. We'll specify files and run a bin/bash. So doing this, we can see if we do pwd. Now we go under root. So I'm cd into files. You do see that it did basically just bounce it under /root under /files. I'm cd into root ls. I'm going to cat our flag.txt. We are under root, but we are inside the container. So I'm going to doing this. We can just go back. I'm cd into /etc. But cat that password file. We can start by maybe adding a user so we can break out this container, or we can actually If I do analyze myself, grep out for sudo, we can just edit the suitors file, right? So we can just go to cat the suitors. I can maybe just add my own user to run all commands for Proxy Programmer. In this case, we're just going to be using the password file. So I'm going to cat the password file. I'm just going to copy this and just echo out this hash into a new user. So I'm just going to echo. I'm just going to name this as new user. We'll specify the hash, specify the groups, which is root slash root slash bin slash bash. I'm just going to output this to not overwrite it, but just put this at the end of that password file. We're going to X out this. I'm going to cat this slash etc password. And now we do have the user as a new user. So I'm going to switch users to a new user. Then pass cd into root ls and cat flag.txt. So now we have broken out the container. And now we are just on the file system and we are under root. Well guys, that's pretty much the video. Don't forget to subscribe and I'll catch you guys in the next one.